My favorite abnormal has been from the beginning Two-Faced Chuck. Just because he's funny and Chuck Campbell plays him, and it's a very funny character. You know, he's the guy with the sort of two faces, which that's probably why he's called Two-Faced Chuck. Just kind of hit it on the head there. You know, very just right down.
You really wanted to live there.
Right down Broadway. You know, no sort of messing about there. But I like it because it brings some humor into the show. And actually, this year, in the episode that I was referring to, with me shooting the camera on my head, there's a scene with Biggie and me and Two-Faced Chuck. Kind of, you know, Will is unable to go out on a mission because he's not well, so he kind of gets left behind and ends up going down to the abnormal lounge that's in the sanctuary, Biggie's sort of little hideout, and hanging out with Biggie and Two-Faced Chuck. And it was a really fun scene to shoot, and dare I say that there might have been some whiskey involved in the show. We weren't actually. It was orange juice or something or apple juice that we were actually drinking. But yeah, you know, the thing about the show too is that I like it when there's humor. You know, I like it. You know, it doesn't have to be all serious all the time. I think the writers do a really good job of bringing the humor into the show. Chuck is definitely someone who does that. You know, Henry Ryro's character certainly is a character that brings humor into the show, and that kind of, you know, it makes it fun. You know.
What's your favorite?
Bigfoot, hands down, and this has been a big season for Bigfoot. There are some great episodes about his backstory, and he becomes a bit of a vigilante in one of our episodes, and it really broadens the character. And Chris is an amazing actor, and he plays two roles, which is pretty impressive. And Bigfoot's got a lot of heart and a lot of angst going into the season as well.
It's really cool to see, like Erika mentioned, there's Chris Heyerdahl plays two characters in the show, and it's just crazy to see. He goes through this makeup process, hours and hours. I experienced it a little bit this year, going through prosthetics, where you get like a 4 a.m. call, and you know, that was only a few days for me. Chris does that a lot. He gets these, like, you know, 2:48 or something. He's got to be at work to go through the prosthetics process. But it's just amazing to see the way his character changes between the two characters that he plays. You know, when he's Biggie, and it's I mean, it sounds kind of corny, but he's not Chris. You're talking to Bigfoot, and I can't really describe it. And then when he's Druid, he's completely transformed and becomes, you know, this guy that, you know, is you know, both characters. I'm kind of scared of both of those guys. You know, when I see Chris, you know, in outside of the show, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? But when he's on set, I'm just kind of like, oh, you know, neither one of these characters makes me feel entirely comfortable. And I guess that's the idea. But you know, it's really interesting. And yeah, like, you know, Bigfoot does have some great stuff this year. I mean, that's the cool thing about doing 20 again, is that the arcs, the backstories, the relationships between these characters. I mean, we're going to see them all kind of go through this complicated process, and in and out. I mean, episode to episode, they're going to be dealing with things. You know, the first few episodes of the season, there's going to be issues that's going to take you right through to the end of the series. And I think that'll be really exciting for the fans and the audience.
It is all up to you. Make your choice!